Hey everyone, I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com, and today we're taking a closer look at and installing the Morimoto X3B third brake light, available for all 2015 and newer F-150s, equipped with the third brake light camera. Now, you guys should be considering the Morimoto option here for your F-150 if you're looking for an extremely high quality option to deliver that blacked out or smoked out look, along with high powered LED lighting to help improve your visibility while at the same time maintaining that camera, and of course all backed by a pretty stout warranty. Well, let's get into our features segment here with the X3B from Morimoto, and at first glance, I would say the biggest feature will be that radical departure in appearance from the factory third brake light. Now, that factory third brake light, let's face it, doesn't really do much for your style, especially if you're looking to go with that all blacked out or smoked out look with the lighting on your rig. Now, if that is the case, that factory third brake light just has to go. Now, the Morimoto here, on the other hand, will replace that lame, clear OE factory light with a much more aggressive looking unit. Now, this guy is gonna be loaded with high powered LEDs. In fact, for braking, you're getting these 4 three-dimensional blocks, or jewels as Morimoto calls them. And that's also gonna feature a number of 3-watt red LEDs, providing plenty of visibility for the brake lights. Now, for the bed lights, you're getting these rows of horizontal high-intensity white LEDs, and that's also going to be 3 watts apiece for all of the individual diodes. That's going to greatly improve the bed lighting, especially at nighttime, of course, thanks to a wider overall pattern with no dead spots. Then, last but not least, as you can see here, guys, this particular option does feature a cutout for that factory bed camera right in the middle between the bed lights. Now, construction is going to be extremely solid here with the Morimoto. In fact, I would probably argue some of the best build quality you're going to see in the category when compared to other options on the site. Now, this particular option, the X3B, does include that piano black polycarbonate base or housing, which is home to all of those LEDs we just talked about, and I would say a very, very lightly smoked polycarbonate lens. Now, the X3B is DOT and SAE legal and has been backed by Morimoto's very stout 5-year warranty. Also, one thing to keep in mind here, guys, before we get into pricing, and that this option, again, will only fit the F-150s equipped with the bed or rear-facing camera mounted in the third brake light. Now, if you do not have that on your F-150 for whatever reason, Morimoto offers a different option that you can also find here on the site that does not include that camera cutout. So just keep that in mind here. Again, head out to your truck, take a look before pulling the trigger, just to be on the safe side, because we do have both options covered here at AT. Price point for the Morimoto X3B will live in that low to mid $200 range, putting this, I would say, in the middle of the pack when it comes to overall pricing. Now, to me, I'd say that's a pretty solid deal because some of the other more expensive options on the site aren't offering the name, quality, camera cutout, or warranty of the Morimoto here, despite the higher price point. So when you factor all of that stuff in, really is a pretty solid option. Are there more affordable choices on the site? Sure. Do they have a camera cutout? Not a lot of them do, so your options are a little bit more limited here with that camera functionality. Now, the nice thing about the factory third brake light design with the Ford F-150 is that it will be extremely simple to swap out. In fact, a couple screws hold the housing in place. There is a little bit more work here with this option because you will have to transfer that camera over, of course, but nevertheless, we're still gonna stick with a soft 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you at least 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more to complete from start to finish. Now let's throw it out to the guys in the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown. Check it out.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, needle nose pliers, a T10 Torx driver, and a T20 Torx bit. What's up, guys? Today we're installing a third brake light on our F-150, so let's get started. So to remove our factory third brake light, we have 4 T20 Torx screws, so I've got a T20 Torx socket to get these out. And now with our screws removed, we can pull back on our third brake light and disconnect our two connectors. Now with our light removed, we're gonna have to remove our camera next. We have two T10 Torx screws holding it in. So I've got a T10 Torx driver to remove these. Then we can pull off our plate and wiggle our camera out of place. So now we can install our camera into our new third brake light. So we'll carefully slide that into place. And then we can get our bracket, slide that over. Now with everything in place, we can reinstall our screws. Next, we can install our harness. So we'll take this end, slide that into place, and then push down our gray locking tab. And then we'll do the same thing for our camera. And then we can take our other harness and plug that in and push our red locking tab into place. And then we can get this installed onto the truck. Now back at the truck, we're gonna have to remove this harness that we disconnected from the back of our factory third brake light. It runs back to this gray connector. So we'll push in on the tab and pop that out. Next, we have these two screw holes that we're gonna have to remove. You're gonna pinch the two tabs together and pull those out. You're gonna be doing the two middle ones here. So I've got a pair of needle nose pliers to pinch these together while we push it out from the backside. Now we'll take our pliers and pinch this together and push the backside out. And then we can do that same thing for the other one. Now with those clips removed, we can peel the backing of our double-sided tape. And then we'll plug in our connector. And then we can tuck our wires back into place, line up our holes, and stick that down. And now finally, we can reinstall our two screws. And take our T20 Torx socket to tighten those down. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Morimoto X3B LED third brake light for your 2015 and newer F-150 with camera. Thank you for watching, and for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.